Welcome back to Normies Like Us, a podcast that reminds you it's hip to be square. It's us, the Normies podcast. Mamma mia! On this podcast, we're gonna win. We're gonna talk Super Mario. Is it pronounced Mario or Mario? Let's find out. Woohoo!
It's me, Mario. Press start to play. Here we go! Yahoo! Waha! Mamma mia! So long, Bowser. Boing. Game over. Spaghetti.
Mario, what are you doing here?
Yeah, is that a new character with Aquaman?
Oh, I hated the Aquaman.
Oh, what, brother?
So wet.
The underwater levels are especially hard for me.
They're
my man.
Scary.
I'm Toadstool.
Toadstool, what are you doing here?
I'm just stopping by to see the podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to Normies Like Us. It's me, Mama Mike.
It's Super Colin, bro.
It's me, Joe.
We're talking Mario, you know, golden child of Nintendo, the single-handed savior of the video game industry in North America after the crash of '83.
The mustachioed mascot.
Yeah.
We're doing this in response to Sonic. You guys loved that episode and said, why are you talking about this guy first? We did Nintendo, we would like to point out. Go back and check that one. Yep. But it totally does serve to talk this little weird guy on his own.
Yeah. So here we are for our Bowsette podcast.
Yes, exactly, you know.
And it's perfect timing. You joke, Joe, but Doug Bowser just took over as Nintendo of America president. I mean, how is that going to affect the future of Mario?
Now.
Rip Reggie.
Reggie is gone.
Yep, he sucked at Smash Brothers and got destroyed by Hungry Box. Hey, at least he showed up.
Hey,
Reggie.
I'm still hoping we're going to get him as DLC character.
Oh, dude, put Reggie in anyway. Yeah. It's Mario. I mean, like I said, like he is, you know, probably the most popular video game character. Maybe Pac-Man might be more identifiable globally, but I mean, he has personality, right? He's
the normie face of video games.
Yeah.
What is your guys' history? Is he the first game you guys played? You revealed Sonic was the first one you played, Mike.
That's
that
right.
blew my mind. But Mario was definitely, and Duck Hunt, the first video game I ever got my hands on.
Oh, yeah. Super Mario Adventures, Duck Hunt, and then Super Mario Brothers 3
yeah.
on the NES.
Yeah, I'm not one of these new age kids who can talk about, well, actually, Super Mario 2, The Lost Levels, is an adaptation of the Lost Super Mario Japanese video game.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Doki
that's
Doki
the
Panic.
niche, but the normie is the games that we all grew up on.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking Mario, and like I said, you know, the video game crashed, and it wasn't ET's fault. It was everybody's fault, oversaturation.
It was
et cetera.
Atari's fault. God damn you,
Atari, there was no oversight on what games could be published. Anybody could just put anything out. There was too many games, too many consoles, too much like consumer like delusion. So they were dead in North America. Meanwhile, Nintendo launches the Famicom in Japan, the NES Entertainment System, and with it comes Super Mario Brothers and the Duck Hunt cartridge.
Well, with it comes Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of these games.
Yeah.
The creator of Mario, who, Mike, no joke, you just said E.T., like the licensing, the branding, all that stuff. Back when it was the freewheeling, you know, almost like the comics pre-code days where it's like, I don't know, make Hitler shoot laser beams out of his eyes, do whatever the fuck you want.
Video games.
Like, literally, Shigeru Miyamoto said, I want to do a Popeye video game where you're Popeye and Bluto's throwing barrels at you and you're jumping and you have to save olive oil. Now, what the fuck video game does that sound exactly like?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. I mean, that's Donkey Kong. That's Jumpman.
That's exactly right. And Jumpman, and then in Donkey Kong Jr., Jumpman's name is officially changed to Mario. So he gets his actual name in Donkey Kong Jr., and then the Super Mario Brothers arcade game, which is, you know, a weird kind of one-screen thing where you're flipping over enemies and going up ladders. You're a plumber again. He was established as a plumber in that game. So the final iteration, classic Mario, is Super Mario Brothers on the NES, and that was probably one of the second games I played. But weirdly, I was more a fan of the Duck Hunt side of that cartridge as a kid than the Mario side.
Well, yeah, it had a gun.
And it wasn't Sonic. Yeah, I had played Sonic first. I wanted to shoot a gun and be Sonic, and then I got Shadow later, and I got to do both of those things together.
You guys joke, but honest to God, I'm 100% there with you. And here is my rationale and thinking for that. This was my personal opinion as a kid. Think about what that Super Mario Brothers looked like on your little small square TV that was, very problematic. Yeah, it did not work very well. It was all black background backlit. Little blue squares you were hopping around on, but pretty much an all red Mario. He had really no details
Orange
in
and
his
red,
pixelization. And he would just jump on those black backgrounds, hop on those weird little pipe, with the little circle inlaid roofing mechanisms that were going up and down and ledges that he would just be going on. And that was it. To me, that game was so unappealing because of the color scheme and because I really just feel like I couldn't see anything as a child. Duck Hunt was bright. It was lit up. The ducks, I knew what they looked like. The dog would come up. It would react to me shooting it terribly, but it would react to me shooting it.
Laugh at me when I failed.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I missed
I know, it's
some
just
ducks.
so much more appealing.
Yeah.
So how did he survive?
Well, as much as we Americans were loving our guns and shooting ducks, killing innocent animals, I mean, really Mario at its core.
Vegan Mike.
Yeah, you get woke. Daniel Bryan. It's the cleanest expression of a game for normies because what is it? The first level, right? And what can you do? You can move. Okay, now that I'm moving left, oh, there's an enemy. What do I do? Hit the jump button. Oh, okay, now I can jump. Oh, I landed on him. They do such a good job of teaching you with no tutorial in 0 seconds. So anybody could pick it up and play it. And it's wow, this is what gameplay should feel like. It's so tight and precise, but it's casual enough. So the game itself is niche to normie.
It's one button.
Yeah, and I don't want to get too into the niche to normie of it, except let's just say, the normie is playing Mario Kart, Mario Party, games like that are, common. And then the niche is things there's still a living speedrun community for the original Mario game. A record was broken a couple months ago to get the whole game down to 4 minutes and 55 seconds.
Wow.
And it was years before they went from 456 to 455. And people are still maybe you can get a 454. People are pushing this thing, and those are the niche players.
Oh, I'll one-up you, Mike. Oh, literally, I'll grab this mushroom right here.
The green one, yeah.
But I'll one-up you and say, the niche to me is the maniacs who go up to Charles Martinet, the voice actor of Mario, who literally...
Ever since Mario 64.
Yeah, but literally when I say voice actor, whoa!
Yeah.
Yee! Yippee! Woohoo! Go up to him and say, will you sign my copy of Skyrim? I know you also voiced the evil dragon in Skyrim, Mario. That is the people who, you constantly see that posted online. Just absolute niche maniacs.
Yep. And then some more of the niche is definitely the cartoons.
Oh, yeah. Or the live action Elvira crossovers.
Oh, my God.
More importantly, the greatest video game movie of all time, according to Joe, which we'll talk about later on, is the Super Mario Brothers.
He survived it all. He has survived it all. Do you guys know the weird, rumors from where these things come from? A Japanese company to be obsessed with an Italian plumber. That's a little weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at first he just had a pet monkey that he was abusing.
Yeah. So have you guys heard the rumors of, well, actually, the landlord for the first building they ever had was this big Italian guy whose name was D. Kong, and he would always, get mad at them, and he was very busterous, and he would, throw and knock over things like barrels when he would come in.
Is that true?
And it's what are you talking about? Oh, and then they had a lawyer who was a very interesting guy named Kirby, who, they ended up naming that after. That is ripe in Nintendo's history. They named Mario after another associate, that Shigeru Miyamoto had in the past, a business associate who he just said, you are the, ideal Italian man. It makes sense that you would lead my franchise.
It's a you, Mario.
It's a you, Mario.
In a weird way, choosing an Italian is going to appeal to the Western audience. This plumber guy. Okay, I get it. It's not a weird anime thing or a Kirby. It's
just your average Joe.
Well, it's just... The other thing I want to point out is it's weird in his relationship to what else he has created for Nintendo.
He created Donkey Kong.
He created Donkey Kong, but
Link.
think of the other big two. Link and Samus, Metroid and Zelda.
All worthy of their own episodes.
Absolutely. But sci-fi and fantasy, those concepts I totally get, and they really embrace both of those. All Link is a guy with a sword and sandals, beating up monsters.
To save the princess.
Yeah, but that's been done in media 1,000 times. What is Mario? Mario is surrealism. Mario is, well, this Italian plumber goes down a pipe and he eats these mushrooms and he grows these sizes and he really sees these things, but some of the mushrooms he fights. And you got to understand, either a lizard or a monkey is going to steal one of his girlfriends. Like, well,
Yeah.
where does that come from?
It's crazy. And there's like in the instruction manual of the game, there's like lore saying that when Bowser took over the Mushroom Kingdom, he turned their inhabitants into bricks. So you're actually just like killing the inhabitants of the Mushroom Kingdom every
You're
time you break a
smashing
block
your
with your head.
blocks,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like, that's not really in the game, but it's in the manual. So there's really weird.
In the movie, you turn them into mushrooms, which is a little more relatable, right?
Yeah. It's because he's so iconic. He created the game mascot concept that Sega had to try to copy with Sonic and Crash Bandicoot. Sega would later come around, or Sony. He established that. He was the franchise. He was Nintendo. He's the culmination of Miyamoto's gameplay should be fun and open for everyone too, because it said anybody could pick it up, but if you want, you can try to get that thing down to a 454 if you are crazy hardcore. And then the spin-offs as well. It's
I agree. And that's
amazing.
kind of where I would say he shines, in that you have to give it up to the success of, if you are going to be the mascot of an entire company, yeah, there is like a Sonic game where he races in cars, but really there's not, like, other than like him crossing over with Mario to the Olympics, there's not like, well, my favorite Sonic game is Sonic skiing because when he goes down those mountains it's awesome, or no, I'm all about Sonic Kart.
Yeah.
No, you can
Crash
say
Bandicoot tennis.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can
Crash
say
Team
to
Racing is
Mario,
amazing.
no, I've never played a normal Mario. I'm Mario Kart. Like, in college, I'm all about Mario Kart. Or no, I just fight with my family playing Mario Party. That's all we do together, and you could never cross over into what makes Mario Mario.
Well, then I think we should go ahead and grab the flag and move on to 1-2, and let's talk about the video game history of Mario.
Here we go.
All right, we're coming down the warp pipe, and we are in World 1-2. It's a lot sandier than I thought, and we are getting chased by those weird cactus things, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because we're just going to be talking Mario video games. Now, there's obviously a huge history of Mario video games. Like we said, there's Super Mario Brothers all the way up to Super Mario World, and he's hopped from every console that Nintendo has put out. He has had a staple game of. So I don't want to just talk every video game. I want to talk your guys' favorites. Do you guys have a favorite Mario video game?
Yeah, if I can jump in, pun intended. My favorite Mario video game is Mario 3. You know, Tanuki suit. You got like the overworld map where you have to run through, and you know the Boo stage.
Now, hold on. Off mic, you said, Mike, Mario Hoops for the DS was obviously your favorite.
Yeah.
You're not telling me it's not Mario Basketball?
I'm
You're
saving
talking
that.
you like the old series?
Yeah,
He's got a PhD, for God's sakes.
that's your Dr. Mario. Yeah, that's the best one too.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you got Dr. Dunk, dog. He's out here. Yeah, but it's Mario 3. The overworld, you can kind of pick your route, and you get all the cool powers, like the Tanuki suit. You know, you get the feather, and you can fly around. I think that's
When you think
my favorite one.
traditional Mario game, that's what you see, really.
Yeah, still side-scrolling, you know, grid-based. You know, like you can make the levels on grid paper. That's what they would do. They would like draw them out on grid paper because it's just square blocks, and like, okay. But the level design is super great on those classic games too. Like, unlike Sonic, where okay, Sonic's supposed to go fast, but a lot of levels have you just stopping and waiting. The Mario levels are pretty consistently like well designed on those 2D side scrollers, and even you know, Galaxy, even though it has a weird mechanic, Sunshine has a weird mechanic, Odyssey has throw in the hat and doing some stuff in 64, even the first 3D one. I mean, Mario is, because it's Shigeru Miyamoto and Nintendo's flagship, they always put quality into it, even if it looks like a weird gimmick on its surface. They always follow through.
Yeah, those mainline titles where they are developing a new way to play the old school style, but you do have to love that at the end of the day, it's like, well, we just jump on the turtles, we pick up the shell, and we throw it. Like, okay, that's a Mario game. Great.
Yep. You can get coins, get stars, you know? Get
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Joe.
I mean, I can do that.
Yeah.
Easy.
What's your favorite Mario game?
It's got to be Mario 64. And I think this cuts to the core of what I think these games are and maybe why I like the movie. So you have Link and you have Samus, sci-fi fantasy, right? Mm-hmm. Mario is action adventure. It is...
That's what he is. You might be right on that.
Yeah, he is a everyday hero, just a plumber, simple, you know, just some Goomba, right?
Just some Goomba.
And he's transported to another world and otherworldly events and has to rescue a princess. I mean, that is, it's Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, it's
Die Hard. I gotta get my wife out of this building.
Exactly.
Yep.
It is the action adventure game, and Mario 64 is really where you get to play that in my opinion, the first game that really taught everyone how third-person action adventure games were going to work from now on. They
Absolutely.
were sort of open world in that
Stick
you
with
could go
your hero.
from port to port. You would get to go to all these different places, and also the detail in the environment changes. Like when you cleared certain paintings and went back downstairs, and all of a sudden there were ghosts. That shit was cool. So it has to be, and like the vivid memories of just like this. I upgraded from a N60 or from an NES playing Super Mario Brothers 3, where you're just running around pressing the POW, to exploring a 3D environment, going to fucking Egypt, going underwater, and like those environments really changed the game for me. And action adventure. It was jumping, like the double jump to grab onto the ledges to go up the pyramid. Like I played that so many times. Surfing on the shells.
Let alone just like peering back through a Nintendo Power and being like, wait, you can get one of those caps with wings on it and just fly through the entire level. There weren't video game sandboxes back in the day that were 3D where you could be like, well, I just kind of want to just enjoy the entire environment. So
Yeah, what if I
having
go the
that
other way?
opportunity, very cool.
Well, and just like the format of it too, where you would go in the same world and you would try to accomplish different things by getting different stars. I thought that was such a unique type of
Revolutionary.
gameplay. Yeah. To me, that was the one that really solidifies Mario is the action adventure game of Nintendo, and he's your everyday hero.
It's fun to be the age we are and to see the internet growing up kind of with people the same age we are, because Nintendo 64, Super Mario 64 are entering meme territory right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and another thing with 64, and same thing with the original Super Mario Brothers, is they established the language. Like, this is how a side-scrolling platformer should work and feel. We've had Pitfall and stuff. They're kind of all right, but Mario was like, this is the way it's done. This is how it should feel. And then Sonic came along. Mario 64, this is how a 3D action game should feel. And then they applied that to Zelda. And then meanwhile, Crash Bandicoot and other, Spyro the Dragon, all that's coming off of what was pioneered in 64.
Oh, you could wish. People who are developing Spyro are like, I wish it was Mario.
And I like Spyro a lot, but like it's night and day different. Like the 120 stars, all the different levels, like Joe said, the mechanics. And again, the mechanics are so tight that there's people speedrunning Mario games. They love speedrunning Metroid. These early Nintendo properties, even like Mega Man, right? People love it because there's something about the mechanics. People are getting 0-star runs on 64 in like 6 minutes and 41 seconds.
That's fucking insane.
With all the glitches and stuff. So people are constantly pushing it. They love this game to this day, and it's infinitely replayable, just like any of the classic Marios. So,
And it was years. I mean, other than like Spider-Man PS4, which I replayed a bunch, there are games today you don't just play for years. You know what I mean? Like that game, I remember the first time I just had the thought of like, well, what if I just don't go in the castle and just kind of like run around the outside? Yep. Oh, wait a minute. The moat is gone now that I beat this, and like going down into like secret levels there.
Yep.
That blew my mind.
Because you need like 70 to beat the game vanilla, but you can get 120. And so some of that stuff you'll miss on a first playthrough. And just when a game feels so good to play that you keep playing it for years just because it's fun and you want to get better and experience new things, that's a sign of good game design. And they knock it out of the park with most of these Mario titles.
Joe, we need you to mow the lawn. Mom, I'm exploring Mario 64.
Yeah.
You could save your game finally, too. So.
All I wanna
if
do
you've
is
got a
get-
save pack for an N64 or a Rumble pack, Mike, I didn't have any of those.
All I
leave
would
it on.
want to do is get to the top of the pyramid and slide down. That's all I want.
All I want to
Yeah.
do is get onto Peach's castle, and guess what? In Super Mario Odyssey, it's the exact same Super Mario 64 level. Joe, you can wear Super Mario 64 skin to look like that Mario to
That's
do
crazy.
it. When you get a Switch, you will fall in love again.
Yeah, and then that's the first time we hear Mario's voice.
So, Colin, which is your favorite?
Yeah.
I gotta say, as a guy who has gotten every Nintendo platform, they are our AAA games, and it's so sad and depressing to say that because you do want it to be based on a good character, but at the end of the day, I just feel kind of stuck like a child being like, yeah, Dad, I'm really excited about the next Mario game coming out.
And the
it's
next
like,
Zelda
you're
game.
still playing Mario and Zelda? It's like, well, yeah, it's all they have. So I've stuck to every one, and I will recommend every one of the ones for the Switch that has come out. Mario Kart for the Switch, incredible. Mario Rabbids, a one-of-a-kind video game that plays like a video game we've pitched in the past. What is it? It's
Kinda
that
like XCOM?
XCOM,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You know, the real-time tactics element of it. Like nobody was doing that with Mario or any other weird character. It's a cool, divergent sort of gameplay.
Yeah.
But I got to go old school. Super Nintendo Mario RPG.
Oh, wow. Nice, nice.
That box art kind of looks like Mario 64 too.
It does.
Yeah.
And, you know, the box art,
It
I'm
has
walking
pseudo
around
3D.
Blockbuster. That's the thing that got me into it. And it was kind of the first time as a kid I remember recognizing and thinking, oh, because of it being an RPG, because of the games Nintendo's trying to emulate with their character, and they're so good about sticking Mario into these formulas that they're really trying to work on the writing for the first time in one of these video games. Like no other Mario game. It's like, oh, Peach disappeared. Fuck.
Move right.
Princess is in another castle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Iconic lines, sure, but there wasn't a developed story. There wasn't worlds he was walking through, characters he was meeting where it was like, oh, we're all kind of on a big quest together. I really felt the stakes of Mario RPG.
I love Mario RPG, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because I totally flew like under my radar for a minute. But yeah, you got Mallow, and like the combat mechanics have that like timing. You hit the button at the right time, and you'll do extra damage. Like they kept the combat engaging. You still had like slight platforming in the overworld, like to give you that feel like I'm still Mario. I can still jump on stuff and get to a chest. Like,
And if you're a Mario Super niche, like you're making the claim to me, Paper Mario totally embraced all the RPG aspects.
Yeah.
It's the game series that carried those on, Colin. Sure, give me a sequel to Mario RPG. I would like to see those characters developed further.
yeah, I want Mallow and Smash Brothers.
Yeah, dude, I just think it's
love
really
that.
cool that it's like they were just such a one-of-a-kind world. Like, what? Mario was interacting with these like characters who aren't in any other of his video games, but he would be like, oh, I gotta go over to the Cloud Kingdom where like the Mallow type people live, and it's like, well, fuck, I don't know what any of that means.
Yeah,
Mario.
what? They don't know how to play tennis?
Yeah,
Call him
yeah,
up.
Exactly.
You know, you got his number.
That's the reason. Hey, do you just not have a go-kart at your house, Mallow?
Come on, we'll get an extra one. You want a little motorcycle now, whatever you want. You can get your buddy to hop on the back too. Double dash. Let's get it.
But surely when we do talk favorites, like each of us has had that experience with Mario Kart and with Mario Party the most.
Yeah,
I
let's
would say,
kind
out
of
of these
break them down then.
franchises.
You've not played a Mario Party.
I hate Mario Party.
I
I think
hate
I've had
Mario
this breakdown
Party.
like 6 or
That's
7
a
times.
great take, though.
It's like Mario Party is for boring people.
I remember we mentioned if someone's playing it by themselves, like please
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
help.
Yes.
like
Call us,
seriously.
reach
Call
out.
us right now, and we'll play Smash like adults.
We'll get on the
Yes.
Switch. Yeah. We'll do
yeah.
it.
I think it's the only time I've ever like yelled at my little sister. Like I'm positive it's the only time in my life we've ever like come to it is Mario Party. Like you got like Nintendo. For as much as you wanted to bring families together, you developed a game that made everyone so angry.
Yeah, they have 2 games that are capable of ripping your family apart. Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers will ruin all of your friendships.
Easy.
Mario Party will ruin your home life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say Mario Kart will bring you friendship and bring people together because I've
Especially,
never
yeah.
gotten in a fight through that because it just for some reason was just this cultural phenomenon
Yeah,
of
you
a
don't care who
drinking
wins or
game
loses,
growing
it's
up.
just
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
just playing games.
And that
so.
originated, let's talk about Mario Kart. Yeah, that came out on the Super Nintendo first, Super Mario Kart. Like, that was the first one. It was kind of like F-Zero, but with bigger, cooler
Yeah,
sprites.
and I brought up on
Mario
the Power
64.
Rangers episode how I was an idiot kid who had Super Power Rangers racing card, which was like a ripoff of it. And I was like, what do you guys mean you played Mario Kart? I played this.
Right, and then, 64 Mario Kart also.
The balloon battles.
Still popular for speed running. I've been really into speed running lately, by the way. I'll do a
Sounds
video.
like.
It's fascinating. Anyway, and then, Double Dash is my favorite Mario Kart on the GameCube. Like, that is my favorite. I was real good at drift boosting and, like, having the second person on the
You
back.
got friends, that's why.
I had a couple, yeah. So I think that one's great. And I think the Mario Kart series, yeah, it's like you could do a whole episode on just Mario Kart, but we're just kind of touching on all of his adventures and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it was the Wii with the wheel for me.
Oh, okay,
That
yeah.
was
Was that just
Wild.
called Mario Kart Wii?
I believe so.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was college. You know what I mean? That was, oh, okay, I'm just going to, what was the, what did you call it? It was drunk driving, where you had
Oh.
to finish a beer before the end of the race.
Yeah, you start the race, and just before you cross the final finish line,
You had to
however
finish
you
your
want.
beer.
And then
this is
loser
teaching you
chugs.
how to.
So then you just keep losing. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, because you can't drink and drive, so you have to stop the car,
Yeah.
then sip your beer, and then start.
I would just get to the finish line, shotgun,
and then go. Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's strategy.
Genius.
Or you just sit at the start line, shotgun that thing, and then get on the road, get back out there. Anyway, yeah, Mario Kart. I mean, anything you want to mention? I think you're
I get so mad just about just lightning and everything.
Blue
Stop hitting
shells.
me.
Let's talk blue
yeah, blue
shells.
shells.
Bullshit,
I mean,
right?
even though I'm not throwing fits for it, I do get angry. So, but I'll say this too. We said Smash. Smash, I don't really play by myself. Mario Party, definitely not. Kart, I've done it a couple times to just do a quick lap to
Or beat
max out
a-
some stats or
beat the Star Cup or
yeah,
something.
truly, or
Yeah.
to secretly get better so that I can try to beat you guys when we do play.
I'd
Sure,
play
why
Smash.
not?
Get the
myself.
Rainbow Road skip. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I fucking love Smash though. Like 64 is obviously the one I'm most familiar with, but every time a new one comes out, I'm always eager to play.
Aren't you guys? I mean, did you guys ever main as Mario in Smash? I never did that. As
No.
much as I love the
Never
mascot.
played him.
We got a couple people who use him in our group. He's unorthodox. He's like, because nobody uses him. He's hard
He's
to
so
play
average.
against.
He's so medium range.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
he has
issue.
weird counters for things that other players don't. So strategies you would use. Mario for some reason it's like, nope, and gets you. But that's another interesting Mario in the first Smash Brothers game, which brought all of the Miyamoto's greatest creations and some others. It's Mario fighting Link, right?
Yeah.
Like we were talking. About Avengers and Avengers Endgame. It's like literally all your favorite heroes teaming up or fighting against each other. What if
It's
this
Secret
happened?
Wars.
Yeah, it's Secret Wars, right? Of Nintendo and now of everything.
Can I get a pitch for another spin-off? Like, where is your future for Mario on the Switch? Because let me ask you guys this.
Ooh.
I get a little worried
Skyrim.
that, yeah, truly, that Nintendo sometimes kind of seems to like to knock out of the way their big things. It's like, Metroid Prime 4, it's coming. And once we do that, we've done our Metroid. We did Skyward Sword, we did Breath of the Wild. Those were the big ones for those individual consoles. We got our Zelda out of the way. With Odyssey, they nailed it. I mean, it was a game seller. It was a console seller. They brought it out last Christmas. I recommend it. It's hard as shit. It's fucking fun and engaging. But it's like, do they now believe that they are done with Mario? Will it now just be, hey, stick around. Eventually we're going to do Mario synchronized swimming, guys. Like, come on.
Well, they remastered the old games, right, on the Wii U.
Put it on Virtual Console.
What
Yep.
was that one called? That was Super Mario Ultimate Adventures or something like that.
It's Mario and I believe it's Super Mario and Luigi Brothers U was that collection, which is
Yeah.
now coming to the Switch.
And that was fun. I mean, that was like a great remaster of the original 3. And you could play as like Toad and Yoshi, like all your favorites. Give me a remaster of Super Mario 64. Same exact game. Just do it again.
They have ported it, right? It's come over
They've
Virtual
brought it
Console,
to the
right?
virtual console.
Okay,
but I
but
like
not
what Joe's
remastered
saying.
it, right.
At this point, it's like there are fans out there of Galaxies or who just swear by that game. Put those together in a bundle. 64, Galaxy 1, Galaxy 2. Bam, you can make $80 off that Nintendo, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Galaxy is the one I didn't really play that much, but it interestingly was like
I got no experience.
but it had like the only true direct sequel, Galaxy 2. Like they haven't really done a true sequel. They just,
Oh, and introduce that Lucina character that people just absolutely enjoy, which just to me seems like Space Princess Peach. I don't understand that at all.
A little star buddy instead of a mushroom. Other things too, like Mario Maker, talking about the level design. Like that was like the biggest announcement they had
is
for Mario
the
at
future,
E3.
Mike? I mean, I know that they did Super Mario Maker is what they're thinking about coming out.
The community was already doing that. They already ripped apart the ROM and made their own tools to make their own levels and shared them, a lot like what they did with Doom, except the Doom guys just made that public code. They got in there.
I just can't believe that that's not niche. Doesn't that seem insane to you guys?
It does, but I saw so many YouTubers going on and trying to play the hardest stages, the Scream tubers, trying to get the kids, and just hey, here you go. We're Nintendo. Here's everything. You want to make levels? Here you go. Right on the console.
Wow.
And then the community can upvote and downvote levels. I mean, just shows the love they have for the classic franchise and there's the creativity behind a lot of people to make their own levels because they just want to play more Mario, just like 64. I just want to keep playing it, you know? I don't know. And then you get to the ones that I really don't fucks with. It's like the Mario Tennis, never played with Mario Strikers,
Mario
soccer.
Tennis.
But I get it. It's like you just want that casual game for your kid. Nah, he likes Mario, get a soccer game. Okay, like
Hey, we have made fun in the past again. If Disney owned a video game console, there would be Mickey Softball. There would be Mickey Soccer. You know, exactly what you're saying, Mike. Like that accessibility to younger people to be like, well, I like FIFA. You know, that's Mario. Easy enough.
Well, think about it. You're not paying to have like fucking, you know, the Serena Williams in a tennis game. You're just playing as Princess Peach.
and it's a more pure game experience almost because there's no microtransactions thrown atop you
Thank
like all the other
God.
games. So
Yeah.
it's probably the controls are simplified. Nintendo's always been about family or kid-friendly stuff more or less, and having these just generic sports games with Mario slapped in them, you know, hey, you sell some units, the parents know it'll be safe.
Yeah, Mario Hoops, you're not paying for the Chicago Bulls. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
not paying for any of that.
All
It's
those
just your
logos.
IP.
Just his jerseys.
Yeah, royalties for the guy on the cover, none of that.
No.
That's going straight to Miyamoto. No.
All right. Well, I guess I pray that my future with Mario will involve an Odyssey too. You know,
So you want that? You want a direct sequel
I
to
would
Odyssey?
like to see them.
Did you beat Odyssey?
Even better, I beat what's called the darker side of the moon. The end of the game is you go to the moon, you go to the dark side of the moon, you go to the darker side of the moon. You have to do it all in one shot. Watch a YouTube video of it, Mike. You love speedruns.
Oh, I do.
It's fucking incredibly difficult and fun.
All right, well, if we don't have anything else to really chat about the video games, we can go to the darker side of Mario's history to some, which would be some of the movies and TV shows that were licensed for better or for worse. Let's check it out. Hit the warp pipe. We're going to 1-3.
Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers. Yo, you're in for a treat, so hang on to your seat.
Your name is Mario Mario?
My name is Luigi Mario. That's right, guys. We're talking Bob Hoskins in the Mario movie. We brought it up.
John Leguizamo.
Could have been Wolverine.
We brought it up 1,000 times. It's a weird one.
Greatest video game movie of all time. Joe, please bring us up to speed.
Name a better one. Name a better
Assassin's Creed.
Double
I see so many
Dragon.
people do that.
It was filmed in Cleveland.
Going under my Mario
that
is
true?
Mario
Because
is
I
an
liked it,
action
yeah.
adventure
Yeah.
game, right? That's an action adventure movie. That's two plumbers from
It's
New
a
York
cool
thrown into
sci-fi
a
movie,
weird
yeah.
steampunk sci-fi fantasy world.
And based on the description in the manual where people are getting turned into bricks and then murdered when you jump into them, it's not that much different. Like, it's very extreme, like a steampunk world where people are turned into mushrooms now. Like,
makes sense.
yeah, you know, yeah, it's
The
just...
lady's name is Big Bertha, or yeah, I think so, right?
I think that's right,
the
yeah.
bomb.
Yeah.
You get the shoes that give you the jump.
That's my favorite thing is the jump boots.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
There is Mario Kart aspects. There is the
and if you
the drag
recall,
race.
he has to put a bullet bill into the sole of the jump boots to activate
Gotta
the
load it up.
pressurization, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So those elements, we're talking, look, it's Rocky Morton. We mentioned this before. He was the director of this thing. He was a artistic music video director who co-made Max Headroom, if you remember that from the 80s, the odd phenomenon on MTV that would just sort of cut in with weird narration of a guy with, sunglasses, who actually kind of looks a lot like Dennis Hopper's character in the movie with
Oh,
that
yeah.
slick black or slicked
blonde.
back blonde hair.
Yeah.
But like in those ridges, you know. the
but
slick
like-
back.
Yeah, because they were dinos.
Yeah.
See what dinos. What elements though work for you for this movie? Like that were adapted from the film. Like looking at it in the broad spectrum, you can say Yoshi is mentioned in the movie, and he is a small dinosaur.
He's in
Did
it.
that work?
Yeah.
I think, I mean,
That to me is like the part that they translated the best. It's like that's a little Yoshi. They
that-
call him Yoshi.
works
Sure.
for me.
I wish he was bigger and he rode him. But,
Yeah.
You know.
His proportions are a little too dinosaur standard, you know.
He's a tiny baby
But
raptor.
you know, yeah.
I mean, it's the
How did
show
he
me a Mario adaptation where they do more plumbing.
Yeah,
He's a real plumber.
Show me Mario toys that came with wrenches, because these toys did. So I mean, like, the fact that the main Goomba is named Toad. He looks nothing like it. The Goombas look nothing like them. Those don't work for you.
Oh, with their tiny heads and big
Tiny
ass
heads and
shoulders.
big bodies.
Tiny
and
head
they make
lizards.
them sway.
They cut a very nice silhouette. Like, they are very iconic. Those
Yeah.
Goombas. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
The whole production design is, I mean, you gotta give it up that they tried. I mean, it's insane how in depth that world is. It's almost like Fifth Element-y.
Yes.
Fifth Element and like Demolition Man levels of absurdity on
Yeah,
it.
and I love both of those things. So why would I not love this terrible
Yeah.
movie?
I just want Dennis Leary to come out. It would have been the perfect thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You beat the first game, you enter the castle, and it is a fungus on a throne that turns back into a king.
Yeah.
That is exactly what we, shot for shot, get
What
in the
happens,
movie.
yeah.
I don't know. It's like, what do you want a Mario movie to be? Because I just don't think it could have ever worked in any capacity in live action. It will not ever again. Obviously, with Illumination, they're going the animated route, and it's truly probably just going to be, hey, you know, it's like the Minions. We're in a cool, colorful world. It's always been Mario World. It's not going to be crossing dimensions where people stick in pieces of meteorites to bend the fabric of space and time.
I'll tell you, if the Super Mario Brothers movie was made now, just as it is, and put on YouTube as like, what's that
a
movie?
fan creation.
Yeah,
It, like the Power / Rangers.
yeah, it would have blown up. People
Yeah.
would have fucking ate that shit up.
Yeah, I could see that.
Well, yeah, speaking of the YouTube, have you guys seen those like gritty Mario shorts? They're a couple minutes each. They're called the 4 Players.
Oh, no.
They're these super gritty renditions of each of the main characters. So there's a Mario one, there's a Luigi one, there's a Toad one, and a Princess Peach one.
Oh, my God.
And they're really dark. Like the like Mario's opens like, "Hey, call me. I fix stuff. That's what I do. And something needs fixing, I go fix it." You know, and he's like, gotta save the. You know, it's like very dark. He lives in the steam pipes. Luigi's like a recovering addict, and I think it's saying that he's like recovering from like, you know, it's like the pressure gets to you because he's like the second son, you know, and he's like trying to grow a fire flower like in his lab. Like, how can I get the power back? Like, it's like very, and then he finally like, grows it. Peach is like trapped by these monsters. It's really dark. So we kind of got, I think, inspired by the Bob Hoskins movie, this like even more extreme, like, let's
Yeah,
go
you're
Zack
right.
Schneider
It's
Mario.
kind of
Yeah,
twisted
just like
the
a
mythos.
weird. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that, and you'll never see that again.
Yeah.
When they make Mario eventually with the Minions studio, it's going to be a fun movie for kids, which is fun. It should be. That's what Mario is.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we lived in a world where I got a Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo action figure where they were playing just fucking Goomba versions of these characters in a steampunk world where, remember when they ride the raft down the frozen
Yeah.
pipe?
Yes.
Very Mario.
Shit's cool.
Yeah. Dude, Joe, that is cool. The only analog I can think to compare it to is of the same year, the 1993, I believe, canon He-Man Masters of the Universe movie with Dolph
yeah.
Lundgren, where it's like he's not even using a sword.
No,
He's
it's
shooting a
nothing like
space
it.
gun.
Yeah.
But it's like very cool and interesting for the time. No,
Well,
I
and
agree
that's
with you,
another
Joe.
thing I love about it. At the end of the movie, okay, they win, right? And
Yeah.
then fucking Daisy, not Princess Peach for some reason,
Daisy.
but Daisy.
Yeah.
Daisy.
Daisy. yeah. It's just
gotta
like
say it
John
right.
Leguizamo playing in Italian. It is like Daisy.
All of the intro clips
No,
are
but
gonna
the
be from
thing
here.
is, it's like he's adopted. He's like my brother, but he takes care of me.
yeah.
What is
Mario
your
Mario
relationship?
and Luigi Mario.
Yeah.
They're great characters. And she comes out with like the big fucking gun that they never used guns in the movie, and she's
No.
like, "You gotta come back. The kingdom's in trouble."
And I think
it's
it
like,
is. It's like a Nintendo Super Scope.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Well, you know, Mario first used a gun in his games in the Rabbids crossover, so I think what that's alluding to is the Rabbids have invaded.
Yeah,
and now we
there
need
we
John
go.
Leguizamo
There
and
we
Bob
go.
Hoskins
To come
go
back and
It's
make a
almost-
gritty XCOM.
It's
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
like if there was never a Judgment Day. If we just had Terminator 1 and you never got to see Sarah Connor be a badass
Yeah.
or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
like, it's just all the sell and all the promise.
I think it's wildly funny. I think it's one of the most interesting moments in pop culture where it was like, yeah, Mario's cool. Why don't we make a Mario movie? Okay, what does that mean? I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
I love in the beginning. They're just like at a restaurant eating pasta with like two ladies who get kidnapped by like Bulk and Skull of that universe, whoever they are.
I mean, like, who broke their hand? Was it Bob Hoskins or John Leguizamo? Like
and was drunk the entire
they're supposed
time.
to slam the door
Yeah.
of the van. His hands broke. Yeah,
I think it was Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins didn't even know it was a video game adaptation.
Of course not.
Which is a great agent to say, hey, you should be in this Dimension Plumbers movie that go up against dinosaurs, and not to say, by the way, it's based on a video game.
Yeah.
They're allegedly like rewriting the script as they're shooting every day. Nobody knows
Yeah.
what's happening, but it ended up being this weird thing. I don't think I love it as much as Joe, but I haven't watched it recently enough, and maybe I'll give it another look from a different lens. And it's like Caddyshack was made that way too.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Once we get our Patreon up and we're doing some of these perks and stuff,
Yeah.
we will do a tier level that has commentary episodes, and we'll
God.
do Super Mario.
I
Oh,
wish.
dog, that would be
Please hold
great.
us to that, normies.
That's a good time for that.
That's a great idea. Just my last final thoughts about it. We've mentioned in the past, like that they were going to do a post-cred scene that would have had them coming into the developers of Nintendo, who were like pitching the game Mario Brothers.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like, I don't know, what is this universe? It's like, what would you have wanted going forward with just a video game world? Do you want Illumination's Nintendo Mario movie to tie into more Nintendo animated properties like A Legend of Zelda? Because I just don't want them to go that route at all. I think these properties are so cool. I want TV shows, live action TV shows about all this stuff.
Well, we have Mario TV shows and they're great.
And let's talk about those real quick. We have the cartoons.
I want Captain Lou Albano to come out and
Yep.
reprise his role as Mario. Okay, so we should say, who's your guys' favorite? Is it Charles Martinet? Is it Bob Hoskins? Or is it Captain Lou Albano?
Captain Lou Albano. Of course.
Okay, easy.
It's Bob Hoskins, but if I could put him in that role with the Elvira crossovers, have you guys watched those episodes?
I have not. I'm
haven't
so
seen the
happy to
Elvira.
check it
They're
out.
so fun. It's the first one is Mario and Luigi are watching TV and it's Elvira, and they're like, "She's so gorgeous. I wish she would come over."
my
And then she just
God.
comes over, and they fight a mummy.
Oh, that's
and then
great.
it turns out the mummy is just like a sleepwalking Luigi.
Wow. Man, what a twist.
Madness. She's in like 2 or 3 episodes.
That's awesome.
good.
Well, good job. Yeah, they got some good guest stars. I watched that one a lot. I remember.
I just had a lot of tapes of that as a kid. Like, somehow my grandparents must have just known that we like Mario.
Yeah, but also it's so disjointed from like what they're making pizzas. They're plumbers. What are they doing? Right? It's a little off, but
Oh yeah, and in one of them with Elvira, I'll give you the plot real
Yeah.
quick. They're making mom's spicy meatball recipe,
Oh,
and
nice.
they mix it up with a curse.
Oh, no.
And they accidentally curse Luigi into becoming like a zombie, like voodoo style
A
zombie.
lot of those were just
Yeah,
him
that's-
getting tricked.
and they have to bring Elvira in. She's like, "This is a tough curse. Let's try to crack it."
that's the prequel to
fucking insane.
Luigi's Mansion. Yeah.
Might be.
Oh, that's really fun. Yeah, there's something absurd about that live action. These run down old dudes in green and red, like being Mario.
I love it, man.
But the animated sequences too were pretty fun in the Mushroom Kingdom. I actually thought that was good. They're running around, jumping on Goombas and fighting Bowser. Like it felt like Mario, like the actual
Oh, it holds up.
in-universe stuff. Yeah, it was for a 6-year-old. Yeah, it holds up.
Your 4 players series. I'll have to check that out.
I'll put it in the link. It's like I love it. I think it's one of the best.
That's the rec I'm
YouTube
taking
fan
from this
fics.
pod.
Yeah, me too. Because I would love to see, everything we're talking about is made by company execs who know kids like Mario, so they just shit out a product.
And they just licensed it. Nintendo really didn't have much input.
Yeah, I want to see something made by people who love Mario.
Exactly.
And this is their take on it.
Yeah, and they do a great job. Special effects are good, so I'll definitely put that in the.
Is it live
links.
action?
It's live action.
All right, I'm-
it's in the links. Yeah, well, we'll get you all normies to check it
Links in the description.
out. Links, nice, dude. Anything else of these TV shows, or they're just kind of bizarre. They're typical Saturday morning fare. Like
Yeah, I did the other 2 cartoons I posted because the ones we should talk about. It's the Super Mario Brothers Super TV show.
Yeah, that's the one I
It's
most remember.
Mario Brothers 3, and then Super Mario World. I did not remember either of those last 2 animated adaptations.
Super Mario World was came right after the SNES game, because that was the first Mario game for Super Nintendo, was Super Mario World. And that's when you were riding Yoshi and eating the apples and shit.
Wearing your little cape.
Yeah, that's right. Yoshi was first introduced in that one. Okay, yeah, I remember Super Mario World. That's, I believe, where that quote that I used in the Nintendo episode, I was born with a plunger in my hand. No, that was real tough on Mom.
Yeah.
Like, I always remember that line, and I'll bring it up whenever I have the chance because I just love it.
Hey,
But
they're two fucking Goombas, man. I love it. I love it. That's why I love the movie, is because it really leans into that aspect of it. And that's what I think is, again, that's my pitch that I developed as the course of this pod went on. Mario is an action-adventure game, and that's an action-adventure movie.
I like that.
I like that's a good stance.
I'm
yeah.
glad we exist in this timeline, not the one where it's like two guys from the Jersey Shore who were like working an ice cream parlor who, ended up down in the beach and got sunk into Atlantis or some bullshit.
Yeah, that's what works best in that, and it's just the three names of the three lead actors.
Yeah.
John Leguizamo, Bob Hopkins, and Dennis Hopper.
Yeah,
That's it.
baby.
I wonder about the Illumination. I think it's probably guaranteed to be better than the Sonic one that we talked about in the Sonic episode. Go back and listen.
Who knows what that is still.
People didn't like that Grinch movie, even though it made a ton of money.
True.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's for babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I guess we say it with Pokemon, is Pokemon for babies, is Mario for babies.
That's true. It's like,
No, my fuzzy creatures aren't, but my Italian middle-aged plumber, yes, is for babies.
So what a weird world where
I don't know.
Detective Pikachu is something that's engrossing.
I take that
all of
serious.
us. Yeah, and now we're thinking like, oh, the Mario movie. Well, that'll just be for kids. The Goombas will be cute like minions.
Yeah.
No, give me live-action, tired middle-aged men
that's
going
what
through in a kingdom.
the 4 players gives you. You got to check it out. Other than that, I mean, I wouldn't want to see other properties on. Like, I don't need an animated Zelda. Like, what makes Zelda fun is I'm Link. He doesn't speak, the voiceless protagonist, and I'm going through the adventures. Like, seeing, a voice-acted Link doing the story, like, wouldn't have the same effect. Same thing with Mario. It's like, that one lends itself more, but I don't need it. Like, I don't need a sci-fi Metroid show.
You say that, Mike, but you've been practicing. I've heard you go, yet.
I've been trying. I've been really trying to be
I could see getting a in the style of Castlevania anime for Link. and
Let
Zelda.
that studio
I would
take over
rather have
Mario.
animation than like we're getting here.
Yeah.
But we'll see. The Witcher. We'll see the success or failure of the Witcher series. I think will determine a lot of what video game properties are going to happen. Moving
Interesting.
forward.
Yeah, we are kind of in a renaissance of let's adapt everything. Ooh, video games.
Do you think that's where we go after Endgame? You already heard that review. What do we do if we want to rest? Is it video games? Are they the next big wave? Are comic books played out? And if The Witcher succeeds, then maybe that's the wave. And now, you'll have a trailer before a movie of a video game that's announcing the new release of the game. You don't even have movie trailers. You have a game trailer before a movie.
And I mean,
Got
think about
video
like
game
the
fatigue.
rise of the miniseries too. Like I think
Miniseries, for sure.
you got The Witcher, and even on the Marvel side of things, Bucky and the Falcon, and all of those shows coming to Disney Plus. I think if we're gonna see more media, it's either going to be for kids, Minions, or it's going to be some sort of whichever one of these streaming platforms buys it up and makes a miniseries.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Storytelling is evolving to where, just doing a 90-minute film or a 2-hour film is a little bit less lending itself to a video game experience because the stories are so long. They're generally 10 to 30-hour experiences. Maybe doing a mini series that's 6 to 10 hours, it will be better suited. So,
or a web series. I'll tell you, man. I'm hot on your description of the 4 players here. I'd like to see more like that.
Hey, get creative, people. The means are out there. But meanwhile, I think we should go and talk about some Mario comics. Take a look. It's in a book. It's a me, Mario. Hey guys, we're out here. This is 1-4, I believe.
I believe it
losing
is.
level count. Yeah, we hit a frame perfect jump to save ourselves a entire frame cycle. So.
Oh, wait, I've got the flute. I already jumped ahead to Ice World. See you guys
later. Colin's in the next episode. It's all about Waluigi. It's there. So we're talking the comic books and, kind of print media are revolving around Mario. And, of course, with anything popular, there will be iterations in this form.
And we mentioned it before in our Nintendo episode that Mario, well, Nintendo, of course, like looked at every avenue. They had the Nintendo Serial solution, right, or system. They had the Nintendo Entertainment System. Of course, they had Nintendo Comic System Valiant 1991. It was a crossover between Samus, Link, and a little guy named Mario.
Smash Brothers prototype.
Yeah.
They just had to reach their Civil War moment, and then
It's just
there you go.
The real Nintendo power.
Yeah.
In comics.
Oh, man.
And it's cool. For 1991, it's really got a late 80s sort of art style. It kind of looks more like those Ninja Turtle comics, the early ones that we've sort of pitched. Check them out. You know, they're not perfect, and they're definitely not very well written, but they're fun and exciting and cool.
Are they canon, though? That's what
No,
I
they
need
are
to know.
not.
I don't even think Mario has a canon. I mean,
No.
of course it does, but who cares?
It does. It's the Bob Hoskins movie. That is the canon.
The rest of this is just him taking a nap and dreaming. Every other Mario game is just him having PTSD over the Mushroom Kingdom.
Well, here's the reality, though. Every different pipe he goes down is a different dimension. You know, it's all canon, baby.
Jacob's Ladder, Mario's Pipe.
It's all the Upside Down, Stranger Things.
But he does have a little canon. By the time he's being published every issue in Nintendo Power, he's getting a recurring comic called Super Mario Adventures. And that's, I mean, it's adorable. You can pick up trades of it. I will flip my screen around and show you guys a little bit of the art style right now. But, I mean, it's goofier and more childlike, and of course has like goofy silly eyes. Like, look at these guys real quick, and we'll post that online, but just to get your guys' reactions. I mean, it's like Yoshi looks dumb, Mario looks like a stupid little kid. It's kind of closer to the Baby Mario series.
Yeah,
animation
kind of has
style.
that Baby Mario view. It reminds me of like an old like Newgrounds parody cartoon.
Yes,
or something
yeah.
I
somewhere
mean, it
Very
looks like
much
it was
so.
drawn in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's, you know, and that's being gracious. It's like 6 different lines.
Yeah. There's not like a lot of shading or anything, but like we say with a lot of these, there's supplemental material out there on these. It seems like they didn't have a very long run. I mean, they just wanted to kind of put out a couple books and
And who are you if you need the supplemental material for this? I gotta get the story nailed down of Mario and why he's doing this.
Hey, you got to write the story. like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
that seems like what everyone does anyways. Just makes their own version of it.
yeah. Well, you know, in between sessions of playing Mario Party by myself, I got to get something to read, and that's going to be the Adventures of Mario, Super Mario Adventures.
With a rope around my neck.
Yeah, just in case they cancel the book, I'm ready to kick that chair out. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's
Be a
too
part of
dark.
Luigi's Haunted Mansion.
Oh hell yeah, Jesus Christ!
I never played that one, by the way. Is that one worth checking out?
That I've never played a Haunted Mansion before in my life. When you were bringing that up, I was
Yeah.
just thinking of the weird franchises of Mario I hate so much. Did you guys ever play Mario is Missing? Which was literally a game
Yeah.
for Super Nintendo where you were Luigi and it was like, go to the library and read a couple newspapers to see if you can divulge clues. I remember as a
It
kid.
was like Shenmue.
Yeah, I remember as a kid picking that up from Blockbuster and being like, well, this is not Mario. like
not
this
fucking
is
doing
this
that.
is not playing nearly how I
No.
thought it would.
My entertainment is missing.
Yeah, and Luigi's Mansion is he's just zucking up ghosts in a vacuum. It's very Ghostbusters-y, you know,
Yeah.
but cheesy.
Yeah, I don't
That's not Mario. Sorry, Luigi, you're getting put in the back seat again. No more Luigi's Mansion talk.
The Luigi o Mario out of here.
But back to the comics, other than those Super Mario Adventures, which are illustrated by Charlie Nozawa, story by Kentaro Takakumi, which were again in the 90s specifically made for Nintendo Power. You can pick up the trade that collects all those together, but if you want something animated, drawn, stories about Mario, they're not out there. And I'm curious why and what you guys think. Why doesn't Nintendo capitalize on their characters in comic books?
I just don't think they need to. They have so much market saturation. so
We're a
many
video
spin-off-
game brand. You know, we do all of our writing on the game, on the screen.
Yeah, and if Nintendo has ever done anything, it's just focus on their core values, which is gameplay and their key franchises.
Oh, we say that, but remember in our Nintendo episode, we talked about how their history was throw anything at the wall, whatever fucking works, works.
But you also got to think
True.
these are like Western properties by like an Eastern company. So it's like, oh, they didn't really work comic books because technically wouldn't it be like a manga? But like,
Yeah.
you're going to have a manga about an Italian plumber for kids?
And honestly, there's probably a lot of that we don't know about that's more niche. So if there's some like big manga heads out there who know like, oh yeah, there's actually long-running Mario manga, that's who knows, you know?
Very true. I'm almost more inclined to agree with what Joe's saying, just because we've seen them with even properties they've newly developed like Splatoon, where they're like, well, that's an anime and manga immediately that we put out because we're sort of capturing that culture. It really fits it really well. I wonder if they're...
Yeah, Mario's a middle-aged plumber, man.
Yeah, I don't know,
Like,
but you're not
who's that
looking at
for?
Metroid and saying, like, we could sell this off to IDW to get, like, the hottest fucking artists on the planet to be like, what are your guys' sci-fi concepts? Let's start blueprinting out a universe to maybe get some movie interest, too.
But also think the issue, I don't want to turn it too much into a Metroid podcast here at the end, but, like, they can't even get that game together, and you're
Right.
talking about them
Yeah,
getting a
you're
comic
right.
together?
Oh, hold on, we're trying.
Yeah, if somebody was pitching to me, they're like, all right, it's like, Aquaman, right? It's like, hey, you can take your pick.
My man.
Yeah, take. Hey, what's up, man?
Sorry, you said his name.
I know he just summoned. So you could take your pick of which property do you want to work on your comics. All right, you can have Mario, Zelda, or Metroid. Take your pick. IDW. It's like Mario's at the bottom of my list
Yeah,
for something
they
I would want to
point-
explore.
Point
Yeah.
to the short plumber.
Yeah, like no, I want to do a sci-fi thing or something with Ganon. Like okay,
Yeah.
But, like, if anything, I don't know.
I
guess
think
I'm just
about-
like that's fantasy, sci-fi, action, adventure. Like, I would love to see some weird-ass book that turned Mario into something more.
Thank you. But again, you're talking fan recontextualization. I think like what Mike just said about like when you look down on the page of like, well, yeah, it's up to me to, I need to very realistically open up. The first panel here is like a nice broad landscape of the Mushroom Kingdom. Oh, what the fuck does that look like? Like immediately you would start self-doubting yourself.
the blocks?
If you had the pressure of being tied to the franchise, if you're a fan, you can just say like, and the clouds look like this and we're jumping around mushrooms because it's fun. I think you're right. Like so much more liberating.
Yeah, I mean that's my take on
That's
it.
where it's going to live and die. Get me an awesome Mario fan comic that's ongoing where they never call him Mario. He's just a guy in one of those dope hats with a little M on it. He's got a mustache and he's going on adventures in a fantasy realm.
Hey, jump, man.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
it.
there, and it would be called Jump, Man.
Am
the
I a
comic.
jump
That would
man
be
or
dope.
a jump man?
We should also say Drake's shoes are called Jumpman. Why does he do that? Just because of that song, Jumpman, Jumpman, Jumpman?
Yeah, which I guess is a reference to
To
Donkey
Mario?
Kong.
He's obsessed with Mario?
I guess so.
We talked about it with Sonic, the music of Mario. Come
Yeah.
on.
That's
Oh, yeah.
true.
Some of the most iconic.
Oh, another thing of it versus Sonic, we laughed about in that episode how frustrating it was to drown. The water episodes in Mario are so different because it's like, I wasn't frustrated about that. That's not the mechanics of it. But like those little squids
Yeah,
chasing
don't
me,
touch me.
making me so mad.
Yeah.
Don't
The little
touch
flame
me.
wheels.
You're making me so mad.
dude.
Here's a side note too. Is like Flappy Bird was removed from App Store. It was a revolution, but it used that Mario style. Doesn't it just feel like an underwater level?
Yeah.
You just kind of
Oh, yeah.
tap to
100%.
swim. So that's it. It's just literally the Mario underwater levels, but that had great music.
Oh, that's another thing to talk about. The Mario Run mobile game.
Oh, yeah.
Did anyone download that?
No, and I would.
Download that and then get super fucking mad that beyond the first level it was $10 and then
Oh,
immediately uninstall it and write a hateful letter.
Joe, it's interesting you
would
bring
have.
that up. In the research for this episode, I am so smug about that stuff. I tried to look up if it was a failure or not because I was like, surely that's been removed from the App Store. It didn't
No, you can
generate
still
the
get
buzz
it, I
that they
think.
want. Yeah, they don't say anything negative about it. Good Lord, maybe it is good, but truly also maybe they just perpetuate like, no, everything's fine. Mario on the phone was a success. I don't know.
It's me, Mario.
I'm a doing a fine.
Everything is a good.
Hey, Luigi. You
My
are
last
coming
name
over
is my
later?
first name. I like a pizza.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna go ahead and hit the wrap.
Yeah, I think if he's coming out, he wants
We're
us
reaching
to
the
end.
final
So,
stage.
all right, let's
It's
hit
time
it,
for me
Normies.
to go.
You only went to me for 1 hour.
It's time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared. Jump up and your cares will soar away. And if the dark clouds start to swirl, don't feel it and shed a tear, 'cause I'll be your one-up girl. So let's all jump up super high.
Welcome back, Super Normies. We're wrapping up talking Mario. So first, from both of you, let me hear It's a Mario. I want to hear who does it the best. I'll start. It's a me, a Mario. I can't even. I hate it. I'm sorry.
no,
You guys
see what
go
it
ahead.
is. I'll go next. It's a me, Mario.
That was a good one. Joe.
It's a me, Mario.
Hey kids, it's me.
Hey, it's me, Mario. I think that mushroom's talking to me. It's a me, Mario.
I would also like if any normies can reach out and send me videos of anyone on shrooms playing Mario. I think that would be funny.
Yeah, we don't condone drug use, but show me that video.
No, but show me that YouTube video.
Yep.
Just any final thoughts, wrap-ups. Like we said throughout part of it, it's like, what is the future of Mario? I'm curious. Nintendo really is not playing their hand forward. Like we just mentioned that he's got a mobile game, but that was a couple of years ago, and they don't really seem to be doing anything else development-wise with it or pushing him in any other weird new boundaries. So where's Mario going?
I mean, we got to think that he is now controlled by a man named Bowser. That can only raise red flags in my mind that the dark times are ahead of us.
Finally, I control what I've always wanted.
Mario's
As he's pushing him down into a furnace.
Yeah, he's got to watch out for his girlfriends. Bowser's in control now. I don't know. Reggie was a good guy. I don't know about this Bowsy. So
Just got to get Bowsette in the canon. That's,
Right.
that's my number one concern.
how long is the Switch's life cycle going to be? I mean, are we going to get Odyssey 2? It's possible. Quite possible.
Yeah. You would hope if they're revamping the actual hardware itself to live a little longer. Yeah,
With a
we're going
Pro.
to stick around for a couple more tries.
You
per
built the
series.
engine. You might as
Yeah.
well get another game out of it. Majora's Mask style. Like, okay, let's just do one more at least. Other than that, it just comes down to what hardware it's always been kind of tied to. They always have their flagship launch. I mean, Mario's not going anywhere.
All right, so it's my turn to get a little weird here
Get a
on this
little weird,
Mario.
dog.
Okay,
Ooh.
so I've been playing a lot of Wolfenstein, right?
Okay.
So I would like to see, and again, this is going on Joe's newfound principle that Mario is an action adventure film or franchise.
Yeah.
So I would like to see a Mario game that kind of you've got the kiddie game, right? You got you throw the hat on and it does weird stuff. I want a sneaky Mario where it's like you got to break into the castle because Bowser's taking it over.
Okay.
So there's like stealth elements to it.
Splinter Cell Mario.
Kinda. I want
Mario
an Uncharted game with Mario.
That's great. Yeah.
That's awesome. Can I go where you were just about to say? I thought you were going to say first-person shooter Mario. I was fucking salivating. That sounded insane to me in an awesome way.
Mario Goldeneye.
yeah, Mario paintball.
Yeah, that's probably what it would
Yeah,
be, right?
but-
But I would love an action-adventure Mario game that really leaned into what I decided it is today.
Yeah.
An Uncharted-style game with Mario. You got stealth elements, you've got platforming elements, kind of like
Puzzle
Prince
solving.
of Persia.
Hey,
puzzle solving
yeah.
based on putting fucking pipes together, add in a little like wrench work, you know what I mean?
Hey, right.
What if Nomura, the developer behind Breath of the Wild, was like, let's put our team onto the next Mario game?
I would love that.
That would be incredible.
That
Give
could be
me like,
awesome.
a thick boy hero.
Yeah, don't hide behind that weight. Let him be like a cool. He doesn't need to be, Duke Nukem.
No,
No,
I
Mario.
want a
Yeah.
thick Mario.
What's cool about him is
who's
that he's an
surfing on
everyday
shells.
guy, like you said, in extraordinary circumstances. That's an action movie. That's Mario.
Yeah.
Die Hard. No, yeah, it has a platforming verb set. Yeah, but with a little bit more puzzles and some stealth, I think that could be really fun. Now, there is a stealth level. It's called the Booze Mansion, dog. You ever go into that ghost house? That's scary.
And even further, I would say that it's like, it's like even that game that you just said, like developing it as a spin-off, blah, 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 blah. You're not going to lose any of the core fan base of the Mario franchise because it seems like every type of game he's attached to, they just moved to. I know I did.
Oh, you're making a platformer? Slap Mario in there. Call it Mario Platform.
Might as well.
Yeah, tennis game ass. Slap Mario in there.
Golf, sure.
Put him in there.
Dance Dance Mario Revolution.
Olympics. All right, put him in there. Get Sonic 2.
We need one of those like dating games with Mario.
Oh, it has to exist. Oh, it has to exist.
Genius.
Man, I don't want to see the Toadstool ending.
How about a Mario Battle Royale game?
Oh,
That
wow.
would be insane.
They just did a Tetris one, right?
Yeah.
Where is the like stomping Goombas horde mode?
You jump on each other.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the only attack.
Yeah.
And a fire flower.
I mean, I guess that's kind of what Mario Kart balloon mode was, right?
Yeah, basically, you just would need 100 people doing that.
Can you imagine 100 people in a Mario Kart race? Yeah, like why don't even they do that?
That's Ready Player One.
Yeah, the online of it. Develop.
How about a Ready Player One game with Mario going from Nintendo World to Nintendo World?
Oh, that would be insane.
That's interesting. Mario
Kingdom Mario
universe.
Hearts.
Yeah.
Mario Hearts.
I'm just throwing stuff out here.
Well, it sounds like Mario Kart, so I like Mario Heart. Mario Kart also, it's like we got Rocket League now, thanks to Mario Kart. And the balloon battle kind of probably was part of that too. Side note, also Mario Kart related, the best kart racing game ever is Crash Team Racing. Fight me.
What a take right at the end of our Mario episode.
Yeah.
I gotta
Mario?
say.
Fuck you, Mario. I'm here for the Crash Bandicoot.
Mario's great, but Crash Team Racing is the best kart racer. I will prove
You
it one
also
day.
said you like Spyro better earlier.
I do. I have
very good takes.
I want a
from
game
Mike.
where it's like, okay, so James Gunn's Scooby-Doo movie, you know, where Scrappy-Doo is the bad guy at the end of that. Give me a game where like Sneak Attack Toad is the villain,
I would
and
love
like
that
you get
too.
to the end of the castle,
Yeah.
and it's not Bowser, it's like Toad.
Don't shit on Luigi though. I like Luigi. There's so many people who try to
yeah.
pie
I
up
like 'em.
that rivalry. I like them both.
No,
Like
they
leave them
should.
alone. Yeah, I like that, John.
He gets second fiddle all the time, you know. Come on, he's just doing his best. I love the take that Bowser is just a single dad trying real hard.
Do you buy into the theory that Peach is getting taken back every time that she comes back with Mario, and that actually she did have a relationship with Bowser? She is Bowser Jr.'s father or mother,
Yeah.
and that, you know, it's just not allowed in the Mushroom Kingdom, man and monster.
And he's just trying to, like, I got these Koopa kids running around. I got to feed them. Mario's
What
always...
a weird single dad villain Bowser is.
So it's like, no, but it's like Mario's the villain because he just keeps wrecking his house, taking his wife, you know, back, and then like fucking up his kids, punching his kids, like jumping on his kids' heads.
Did you beat up 5 of my children?
Of course,
this fucking head
of
in.
course he's gonna try to fuck up Mario. He's been making his life. Mario was torturing Donkey Kong too. That's why he kidnapped his girl and threw barrels at him. Mario's a bad guy.
Mario
Okay,
might be
I'm not
bad,
going to
yeah.
stand
right
for
at
that.
the end of this episode.
Just,
Okay, normies, we're carrying Mike out of here. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Check us out on all social media platforms. Check us out on YouTube now. Watch our episodes there. Really helps us out. Leave a comment, subscribe, like. Check us out on everything at Normies Like Us.
I thought that mushroom was telling me to eat it.
Well, you are growing for what
right.
it's worth.
Your
So, all right.
name is Mike Mario?
Mike Mario, and
Before
I'm
we
out of
get
here.
too big and get out of here.
Yeah.
All right. I'm calling Mario.
Joe Mario.
and Mike Mario.
Thanks, normies.
Thanks, bad Marios. Oh, hell yeah. This is Aquaman, and if you enjoyed that episode, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a like, share, and subscribe on iTunes, and you'd really be one of my man if you share with a friend. We'll be seeing you around.
Thank you so much for playing my game.